John Airy here with AndyCool.com, coming to you from my friendly neighborhood local video store, Vulcan Video, and today we're talking about a Canadian action horror flick called Battleground. It's sort of like a very poor man's Predator, with some bad acting, some terrible script work, and instead of a high-tech alien bad guy, we have a burnt-out, old Vietnam vet who's really crazy.
A group of guys are on the lam after robbing a bank, find a secluded rundown house in the woods to hide out. Unfortunately for them, these woods belong to a whacked-out Vietnam vet who can't quite let go of the past. The bank robbers are killed off one by one, with the remaining guys tormented and stalked by our deadly frontiermen. This movie has a lot of problems. For one, there isn't anyone you root for. We know very little about the Vietnam vet, other than he's totally batshit crazy and he likes to kill and torture people, regardless if they're guilty or innocent. The crooks all seem like jackasses with very little charisma. There's another character who shows up out of nowhere, but she doesn't really serve much purpose at all. Without someone to care about, all of the events that transpire, well, they just seem pointless. Why should we care what happens to anyone here? Also, for an action movie, it's not very exciting. Many of the action scenes start off promising, but degrade into a bunch of guys shooting automatic weapons at a senior citizen as he slowly runs away. For an old guy, the vet is pretty hard to hit, even if you're armed with an M4 rifle. The scenes that are meant to build tension, like when one of the robbers explores the vet's secret underground lair, well, these are handled a bit better, creating some decent anticipation. Unfortunately, these scenes rarely give us a satisfying payoff. There are some horror elements spread throughout. If the vet catches you alive, chances are he's going to torture you, deer hunter style. The gore scenes end up looking kinda cheap and hokey, and again, we're never really given a reason why the vet wants to stalk and torture these people, he just does it. On the good side, the pacing is strong without ever giving you too much time to get bored. First-time director Neil McKay doesn't give you enough time to dwell on the poorly delivered lines.
I'll give you an home to come back to.
Or a cheap-looking practical effect here and there. Several indie features like this try to pad out the running time with useless dialogue or drawn-out scenes. McKay, thankfully, keeps it moving.
I can't really recommend Battleground for the low-budget action fans out there. There are a few tidbits and morsels for you to mine out of it. For horror fans, I'd give it a pass, definitely. The gore scenes are few and far between, and the monster of the piece, he's about as scary as your grandpa on a peach schnapps bender. But those are just my thoughts. You can leave your comments below and keep checking back in with AndyCool.com for more news and reviews. I'm John Airy.
Thank you.